somewhere between here and the point and sunk and killed him. Maybe 2, I don't know.
So your desire to go to bed at 10 is a bit like New Year's resolutions. I'm going to get fit.
Did you see the last video I did when Holly was here though with him? I did ask him to edit that part, and I will promise he never did. He doesn't, no matter what you ask for, it doesn't happen.
We're doing our Irish dinner.
If they were crazy enough to get cold and they warmed up in their car, they would feel
coffee or
okay.
something.
You can offer them a half-off warm drink. I was giving them a half-off.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Holly and the Yeti podcast. I'm the Yeti, and as you can see, this is not Holly. This is Mitchell from the Devil's Lake Bar and Grill, and he's stepping in for Holly because Holly's favorite color is pink, but she's feeling a little bit green this week. She's feeling very St. Patrick's Day in a not a good way, but we wish Holly well and a speedy recovery, and she'll be back with us next week. But thank you, Mitch, for filling in for her.
Thanks for letting me fill in for her.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. And we are in the Devil's Lake Bar and Grill, as a lot of people I saw online know it as the Cove. How long have you been here now?
We bought the place in July, and there are still people that say that I'm always going to know it as the Cove. That's fine. As long as they keep coming in, you can know it as the other side, Sails In, the North Shore. That's why we put that on our sweatshirts, this tip up, and kind of pay tribute to Captain Chuck's and all the names that it has been over the years.
I like the additions you've done to the place. Now, in the tip up time, that's when I first met you, was just before tip up.
Yes, sir.
It was really busy here. Like, how crazy was it for you here?
It was really good to see all the people support us. We brought in some really good bands. We heard from the locals of what bands they wanted, and we brought them in, and everybody came here and showed support. We were completely happy with the situation.
Yeah, I remember Chase and Stray Shot. It was difficult to walk from the back here to video them.
We packed the house. We had people outside by the fire pit and outside patio and the side room, and the whole entire bar was full. We had a cash bar over in the corner, and
it was awesome. And the crab races were great.
They were.
Yeah.
Very good. I was told from the people that do our ATM machine that there must have been some side betting because there was large amounts that came out of the ATM on that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So one thing that amazes me about Mitch is, I don't know if this is your side hustle or if your other job's your side hustle, but I don't know when you get to sleep because you're so busy. So Mitchell, do you prefer Mitch or Mitchell?
Either or. I was saving Mitch for the midlife crisis, and if you guys want to start using that now that I've bought a bar, I'm absolutely.
Mitchell is a real estate agent. What's a real estate agent called?
Irish Hills Realty.
Irish Hills Realty.
On Pentecost and 12.
That's another thing you've got in common with Holly.
Yes.
And so what made you want to put your time into a bar?
I met my wife at what's now, again, another bar that's changed names. It's Bootjack Tavern now on the other side of the lake, and it was called Lyons Tavern. My wife and I met working for Harold and Tanya Lyons, and it was a great family to work for. And
is that the same Harold as Harold's place?
As Harold's place, yes, over on 12.
Wow.
So, yep, and he just celebrated his 85th birthday. Harold's come in here a couple times and, gave me some insights and stuff, and, I look at him as a mentor, and I appreciate him.
What I really appreciated during Tip Up was when I went around in the different bars, and I saw like the different owners of the different bars support the other bars. Yeah, just visiting and partaking of they could go back to their own bar and get their own free drink, but they were.
I was at the Highland. I was helping out I was asked to help out with the men's club and take credit card payment and stuff. So if anybody's seen me in the Highland that day, yes, I was supporting them as well, and the men's club.
It's so awesome. That's what I like about the community, is the community support, and I think this is what Holly and the Yeti podcast is all about. Well, for me, I've been here for 15 years, and I don't even know what's around me. I don't know. We've got some events coming up, and it's annual events, and I didn't even know they existed. And so think of Holly and the Yeti as a local newspaper. that allows the locals to know what's going on. So tell me about your bar here. You've got some pretty cool events coming up, don't you?
We are doing the Taste of the Irish Hills as of the 8th and 9th. With my other business, I've always been a Brooklyn Irish Hills Chamber member. I've been a part of it. I've went with my wife and got tickets over the last, X amount of years that they've been doing this. This is the 15th annual Taste of the Hills,
15.
I think. Yeah, I think I've done 4 of them, and it is really cool to go. It's not just bar hopping. I mean, even if you want to take your family and you had a card to do the Taste of the Hills, you get to experience the different food at each place you go to. So a little tasting at each one.
Right, so it's a bit of a tour of the different places, and you get a sample of something, is that right?
That's correct.
And what are you serving here?
So here we make a smoked cream cheese with a jalapeno habanero jelly with pita chips. So we're going to give them a small little sample of that, or we smoke our own pulled pork here on the smoker out back, and you can get a pulled pork slider. So pulled pork slider or the jalapeno jelly.
Should be called Fat Weekend Day. There's no time to digest. Next place, next place.
Most people aren't ordering a full meal when they're going to be taste testing at, all these different locations that day, but it gives them a reason to get out.
What time does it start?
Every business was able to choose their own time and whether or not they wanted to participate Saturday or Sunday was my understanding. My particular location, we are doing both Saturday and Sunday. We'll be going 11 to 7. So you can come in as early as 11 and start sampling.
For both days?
Yep.
And are the tickets limited, or can...
The tickets last year, they had more sold than what they had anticipated. So this year they put a cutoff, and right now you need to, I know that the last bit of tickets were going to be sold, I think, at Cherry Creek Cellars.
Yeah.
So if anybody wanted to contact them and see if there are any more tickets still available.
This weekend, right?
That is starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Today's Friday. I'm recording this on Friday. Hopefully I'll edit this and get it out tonight. Editing is not fast. Oh, gosh, okay.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this on the weekend, it's already started.
Sounds good.
But it's probably too late to get tickets.
I think it's sold out. I just didn't want to, completely ruin it for nobody, but it is a great event. It's when you bring a whole party bus with 20 people or something, all on a party bus into a location, and they're still trying to serve, everybody else.
Oh my gosh. So are you cooking yourself?
I'm filling in at a lot of times right now. So I've been helping out with training the kitchen staff and making sure that everything is the quality we want.
Wow. Will you get time to go visit the other places that you won't
get? Well, I didn't even buy a ticket, and if they're sold out, you're telling me I'm going to miss out.
You're missing out. Well, someone will tell you what it's like.
Yep, we'll have plenty of stories and pictures. That's the great part. There is a little QR code in our hallway, and if you guys could come in, stop in, take a picture of yourself with that QR code and the leprechaun, the Brooklyn Irish Hills Chamber will be posting pictures of it and maybe use it for future advertisement.
While we're talking about events,
this Sunday also, as long as you get this in time, we got March the 9th, Throw It and Glaze It at Adrian Center for the Arts. It's a clay studio building. It's going from 2 to 4 p.m. and the cost is $60 for anybody that's interested in getting out and getting some arts and crafts going on.
That is, it's pretty hard. Have you tried the potter's wheel?
I have never tried it.
It
makes me think of the movie Ghost every time I see a
looks,
pottery wheel.
Looks easy, and so you go in with when you're full of confidence, you think you can do it, but you can't. It's like golfing. It's like golfing. Oh yeah, I'll whack the ball.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore it.
Yeah. But pottering wheel, it's really hard.
Probably why you should use their studio. They probably have the kiln and everything you're going to need. Can't do that in your basement, so definitely.
Do you know where that is? I looked it up on the map. It's the Center of the Arts. It's down Curtis Road.
Okay.
If you're heading towards the cinema,
okay,
you go down Curtis Road, turn left at the cinema. Well, it's those buildings on the right-hand side.
Okay.
So
never been to it, but if anybody's interested, please try and support local. That's what his podcast is all about.
Yep. And okay, on Tuesday, March 11th, down in Brooklyn, they have a self-care and yoga connection. It's our Irish Hills event, and it's $20 a person. I've never done yoga. I have a hard enough time doing push-ups at home, but I think self-care is super important because there'll be a time when we don't have mobility, and so if you can look after yourself now, get into it.
March the 13th, dinner wine pairing, Irish dinner is going to be at Cherry Creek Cellars.
Oh, I was talking to Janet about that. Actually, I should insert the video now. It's probably sold out too, but they do a dinner, different international cuisine. They're doing an authentic Irish meal.
We're doing our Irish dinner March 4th or 13th and 14th. It's a Thursday evening, a Friday evening. We do a traditional Irish dinner. It's not your corned beef and cabbage. We're doing a cottage pie, all of those things that are traditionally served in Ireland. And every month we try to do either a different region or maybe a Michigan base. Even in the fall, we're going to try to do a wild game dinner. So keep that in mind.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Locally caught?
Locally sourced. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And I heard that it gets booked out.
A lot of these dinners get booked out. We have limited tickets. Our kitchen, if anybody has seen it, is very tight.
Okay, so it's on the 13th and 14th. So if you want to be at this Irish dinner, is it already sold out?
I don't know. I don't think March is sold out. I knew that our Italian-inspired had sold out. We do igloos. You have to have 4 in an igloo to reserve the igloo. If not, we do inside overflow seating.
And she was telling me, I haven't been a wine drinker before. She's telling me how certain wines pair with certain meals. And so you might not like a wine, but with a certain meal, it pairs with it.
It's the acidity and all that kind of stuff, the sweetness.
Are you a wine drinker?
A little bit, just like the sweeter wines are the ones I like. If I'm going to give a shout out to Cherry Creek Cellars, I guess the cranberry passion is absolutely my favorite.
Yes,
so
that was
a whole bottle of cranberry passion when you got nowhere to drive. That one will definitely make you feel nice.
I think so. That's my favorite too. Because I said, I'm not a wine drinker, but I said, I come from a soda background, so how about something sweet? And they gave me that. I was like, oh wow, this is good.
Yeah, they have a couple other ones that are sweet, but then they start getting a tad bit more bitter, a little more dry. So, yep.
Yeah, and she was telling me one of the more bitter ones, she got me to taste it. And she says, it has notes of, and she mentioned food. I says, oh yeah, I can see how that pairs with it. Because I could taste the food in my head from the wine that she gave me. And so what I would normally think, that would, yuck, I wouldn't taste that. But with that food, I can imagine it would match really well.
And, then you can get into, if you're out wine tasting and stuff like that, then there's a port wine, and those are like really, really sweet, and those are good for desserts. When you're already having a dessert or something that's already sweet, then you have a sweeter wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's the tip for me. All of you probably know this stuff, but
yeah.
Is that Jess?
It is.
It is. Is it snowing?
It is snowing again. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, welcome, Jessie,
hello.
to our podcast.
Okay, so, and on March 15th, it's St. Patrick's Day celebration in Tecumseh. Now, it's hosted by the Tecumseh Brewing Company. I don't know, it's for 12 hours from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I don't know anything much about that. I'll put the link in the description below. You can check it out. But what day is that, March 15th?
March 15th is a Saturday. So, St. Patrick's Day this year falls on a Monday. And so if you're going to have something going on for St. Patrick's, it's trying to schedule things for a Saturday is kind of what most of the bars and restaurants are trying to do.
Are you doing anything special?
We did. We booked a band. I reached out again to some people, and one of the names that kept coming up was Mojo and the Outlaws. So Saturday, March 15th, they'll be here from 8 till midnight, and we're going to try and fill a pack house again without a tip up.
Wow. So you were telling me about Mojo, the daughter, no, mother and daughter team, no?
The last name Doyle, when I looked it up, somebody told me in reference that her daughter was one of the ones that made it onto The Voice.
Really?
Yep. So she must have learned from her mom, and if she's got a heck of a voice, I hear, then let's do it.
Oh, how cool. That'd be awesome.
I haven't met them, but we booked it through everything over the phone, and can't wait to actually meet them.
Yeah.
So
cool. And on March the 16th, which is a Sunday, is Throw It and Glaze It again. So if you couldn't get out, if you didn't see this news in time for this Sunday for the Throw It and Glaze It, in 2 weeks' time they're doing it again from 2 to 3:30, and so that's a $60 charge for your arts and crafts.
all right, and then you got looks like also Sunday, March the 16th from 11 till 4, Meckley's Shamrock Festival.
Come join us, Jess. Jess is scared. I can tell by the body language. We're talking about events that are coming up through the month, and so we're up to the Shamrock Festival.
We just read this one off right here. We got Sunday, March the 16th from 11 to 4, Meckley's Shamrock Festival. Do you know anything about what's going on?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to go out there and ask them a bit more about it. But
Okay.
we're running out of time. It's only, next weekend?
It's next weekend. So if you, do something by next Friday and get another podcast
Yes.
out there, we can actually let people know what Meckley's will be doing.
Yes. And I know from past events at Meckley's, it's super hard to find a parking spot.
You know what? They've done a great job with that place. I took my wife and I there, and it's just how much it's evolved. Everything is, really neatly designed, and
Grown a lot
so
over the years.
yeah,
Yeah.
grown a lot.
Talk about super hard to find a parking spot. When I came here, tip up night,
Yeah,
I had to park across the road over at Woodstock just to come here.
I heard there was cars even down Devil's Lake Highway, and they were parked everywhere. So it was the most cars we've ever seen here.
Yeah, it was it was packed. So I'm not sure if you know, I found out today that Jess is a registered nurse, and is that where you just came from just now?
Yes, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, helping the people. And this is, so would you call this your side gig?
I guess no. This is more of a full-time job than my other job. My other job's turned into my side gig.
Do you-
At this point in time, I work part-time there, and yeah. So then all my other time is here or at home with the kids or helping Mitch up at the real estate office.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this closer to you.
Okay.
There we go. And so my big question I have for you two is, when do you sleep? Do you schedule that in?
Yes. I like to be in bed at 10 p.m., period. I would prefer to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night, but that doesn't happen
But
often.
what about when you're here till midnight? That ain't happening.
No, it's not. No.
Or 2 a.m. Because we're Friday and Saturday, we got karaoke from 9 till 2. So by the time we're in here and helping clean up on nights that they need us, we're not out of here till almost 3.
So your desire to go to bed at 10 is a bit like New Year's resolutions. I'm going to get fit.
Yeah, I got to go to bed at 10. I got to wake up. Got to get my exercise in. I have plans. There's no way to stay strong and to keep up with this type of environment unless you try and eat right, exercise, get enough rest. Otherwise, it pays the toll on the body.
Amen. You do
Yes.
have to put your priority on yourself, don't you?
Yes, correct.
And, and if you don't get your sleep,
Yeah. When we first bought this place, it was hard to try and juggle, the life with the kids, my career as a nurse, his as a realtor, and then trying to mix this in.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
got-
taken some time.
you got 2 kids, right?
4.
You 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So your son, I think he's 10?
11.
He's 11.
Yep.
And is he the youngest?
Yep.
Oh.
Then we have Elena. Go ahead.
Yeah, Elena, she's 14, She's a freshman at Onsted High School.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a junior, Miranda. She's 17. She's a junior at Onsted High School. And then we have a college student,
Are they-
Renee. She's 18. She's up at MSU.
Oh my gosh. How can you go to sleep at all? Are they into sports?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We just came back from MSU from a FFA convention, and I mean, I was telling you a little bit about it, but the excitement, enthusiasm, the speaker they brought in, you know, what they teach people, you know, the guy's message last night. You want to share it?
Yeah,
All
tell,
right.
tell me about FAA. What? Yeah, tell me. Give us a background on FFA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It stands for Future Farmers of America, and what I saw last night was a lot of young kids that have learned how to, with certain projects, learn how to create their own business, how to be an entrepreneur, how to start from this, you know, whether it's starting off with sheep or starting off with a few cows and
Or continuation of a
continuation.
farm themselves.
Yeah, taking over a parent's farm, but you know, by getting more knowledge only creates, you know, a better benefit for the farm to succeed in this world and how competitive things are. And so even if they send, you know, their kid up to college, it will help the farm. So,
But
yep.
gardening, raising animals, business, agricultural business, seed for planting fields, for feeding your cattle and your crops. There's a lot of knowledge, and I don't think that enough people know about FFA.
Especially, oh no, I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Especially people who grow up in the city.
Yes, correct.
Where does milk come from? Oh, the store. And probably don't even know where their meat comes from, that it's actual animal. Yeah, so without farmers, you ain't celebrating anything, are you?
No.
No.
Yep. And, you know, a lot of local farmers around here either, you know, are getting the feed for the cattle or they're raising cattle, you know, like the Garrisons from Onsted, Sears Farms over in Hanover. So,
Do you have a farming background?
no.
So-
No.
Our daughter just decided to go off into it. She went to the Lenawee County Tech Center, you know, for promoting things and stuff like that. Matt Hensley and Jim have really, you know, pushed her into the FFA of, you know, there's a future, and she's wanting to
Been great mentors for
great
her.
mentors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she started riding, horseback riding, and that I think led into more of an interest in being outdoors and with the animals. And in high school, she wanted to venture out of the norm from, you know, business and healthcare that we are, and decided to do the tech center and do
I don't want to do what Mom and Dad are doing.
I know.
And
She's
so-
like, I don't want to be in the healthcare field, and I'm not much of an entrepreneur. So, you know, where's my niche?
Right.
And I think she found it. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
good on it. So what's her name?
Yeah, Renee.
Shout out to Renee. Oh, is Renee, does she work with you in the real estate?
no, she does not.
Oh, okay.
But Renee does work here sometimes,
Right.
you know, in the evenings and daytimes. We have, you know, breakfast Saturdays and Sundays. So when she's not at college, she's trying to help mom and dad out still in our family business.
Tell you what, shout out to all your kids, because they, with your busy lifestyle, and your kids seem so understanding and enjoying it too, from what I saw at Tip
Yeah,
Up.
and they're involved.
Yes.
They're all involved. They all want to,
Yeah.
you know, help mom and dad.
Yeah.
And they're also interested in this business and the people and what this can bring us. I mean, from what they've seen the last 7 months, you know, there's no more boring days at home watching, you know, Netflix. It's like, all right, what's mom and dad doing? Going up to the bar. Plus, it opened an opportunity for our youngest. He is now trying out a junior pool league. So he's learned he likes to play billiards.
Oh, I
Yeah.
noticed that you're doing a billiards competition here weekly.
Yeah, so I was on a pool league, the Irish Hills Pool League, and we were meeting every Monday at 7. And I was talking to some of the guys, and our pool league ended. And I said, what if I just have like a $10 buy-in, and everybody can come in here, and you know, we could play pool on Monday nights still. So it's had a great turnout. We had a bunch of people come the first week, and then this week we had even more. And we have to put a cutoff at a you know 6:45. By 6:45, I have to pick whether or not I'm going to run a 8-person bracket, a 14-person bracket. You know, if there's
Wow.
18 or 19 or 20, it changes the whole bracket. So that's why we're going to have, if you're not in by 6:45, then that way I can start filling out the bracket and we start play by 7. So
What
yep.
time's it finish? It's
We got done at about 9:30 this
Yeah.
last time. We got 2 pool tables. It's a double elimination, so if you do lose the first game, you do go into a loser's bracket and you get another chance. So, yep.
I would be in the losers bracket. my
Me too.
my pop,
Don't worry, I'm not
my
any
pop
good.
he loved billiards and he was trying to teach me how to shoot correctly and stuff. It's a skill, and it's frustrating. It's a bit like golf.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to
Well,
practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always give Jessie a curveball. I'll be like, hey, let's, music bingo on Thursdays. Is that working? Maybe we should just do a couples pool league or something, We'll do a $10 buy-in with couples, and I can finally get Jessie to play pool.
He's really encouraging me to.
Are you frustrated?
Yes. Yes. I'm no good. And my son he's kicking my butt. And he's been playing solid the last 7 months. He's like, Mom, this is what you have to do. You have to practice. You got to play every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, my 11-year-old schooling me on it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. He's pulling you up on the speeches that you gave him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Correct.
Every week, Cherry Creek does a yarn club, and I was speaking to Janet about the yarn club, and it sounds pretty interesting. I'm at Cherry Creek Cellars with Janet Smoyer, and she is in charge of all the events in the area, and I've come here to find out more about this yarn club. So what is it?
Well, we've only had one meeting so far, but we had a great turnout. It's open for anybody, men or women, children. We had kids, crochet, knit, needlepoint, whatever is your specialty. We've got experts here that are willing to help people. Our goal is to gather, meet new friends, enjoy a glass of wine and a bite to eat.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Yes.
Is there a cost to it? Or
There is no cost to it. We just want you to come and enjoy yourself.
just bring your own needles?
Bring your own supplies. We are going to attempt a group project. We have one gal that brought a handful of patterns. So our goal is to eventually give back to the community. So if everybody brings a knitted or crocheted granny square at each and every event, we'll eventually stitch everything together and donate. We'll find a nursing home, a VA, or something where we can give back to the
Oh,
community.
how beautiful. And the time.
We kick off this coming Thursday at 6 o'clock
6 o'clock till whenever you want to go home.
till we all can't see anymore.
Till you're sober enough to drive.
Right. We do recommend if you want a bite to eat, maybe come a little early because I run the kitchen, but I also like to be involved in the crochet, the knit.
So if you have too much to drink, do your lines and your patterns of the knitting get a bit wavy?
They might.
So we might be donating some really creative things to the...
Right. A little bit cranky. Yeah.
Do you see the last video I did when Holly was here, though, with him? I did ask him to edit that part, and I will promise he never did. He doesn't, no matter what you ask for, it doesn't happen.
I hope everybody comes there to participate in that. I think that's at 4 o'clock on Sunday.
I believe 3 o'clock.
Is it? Okay. Then you can edit that part too.
Because he wants it to be comical,
Well,
too.
it is comical.
Right,
So
right. You gotta
okay,
bring in some fun.
comical is if we don't talk Jessie into doing couples billiards on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. What about getting her to do a polar plunge? Can you do that, Jess?
Oh, yes.
Hold.
It's at
March
it's
29th
at,
from 1 to 2.
campsite. I think it's a
Polar
Christian
Plunge.
campsite.
And where did you say that was going to be at?
Vineyard Lake DeSales.
DeSales.
D-E, I think it's 2 words, I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
it's DeSales, and you get off 50, I had to follow them to get there, but it's from 10 till 2, and the plunge is at 12. Hopefully the ice will be melted enough to go in.
Are you joining in?
I am.
You are going to do it?
Wow,
have
that's
registered.
awesome.
And underneath this video will be a link for my pledge. So you can give a pledge, and the donations go to an organization called 2 In 2 Out.
Okay.
They're a first responder
Oh, okay.
organization, and they help first responders anywhere. It's not just a local area, but they help. Their goal is to help people with trauma care or families who have been displaced by fires. They'll have what they call, I forgot what they call it, but it's basically like a 48-hour kit.
Okay.
Blankets and
Okay.
even toothbrushes or stuff they couldn't get when they had to evacuate their
Okay.
home.
Okay.
And so that's what the money, that's what the fund, this is their very first fundraiser.
And you
Okay.
only have 8 people signed up so far for
I
this?
think it's 10. I think
Okay.
10 people have signed up.
I can say I seen it on Facebook already. I just didn't know where it was, and I didn't really read into it of what it was even supporting. So
Do you have time to join in?
it said 2 in and 2 out, right? So you gotta go. I think
How
we
does that
booked
work?
a band or something maybe for that. I'm not sure. I will get back to you, but
Yes.
why don't we give you a coupon? And when you go there, you could do anybody that participates in it. They can come in here later and they can get 50% off a frozen drink.
Hear that? If you participate, 50% off a
I would
frozen
have
drink.
something hot. I mean, I would have like
If they were crazy enough to get cold and they warmed up in their car,
Maybe a
they would
Sprite
be
coffee
okay.
or something.
You can offer them a half off warm drink. I was giving them a half off
yeah,
cold.
yeah. See, I have
See,
the,
me
I
and
have
her,
the warm heart.
sometimes, yeah, we
He's
both
comical.
we see things
Yes,
differently.
We do. 22 years of marriage, 25 years being together. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, that's a long
20.
time.
Whew, you must have got together when you were like 11 and 12.
Thanks.
A few years older than that, but yeah, appreciate the compliment.
We're going to end up today. There's a 97-year-old guy down the southern end of the lake called Clyde and his wife Martha, and they used to race ice boats.
Oh,
And
what is an ice boat?
ice boat is basically like, imagine getting ice skates,
Yeah.
putting on the bottom of a
Yeah,
boat,
okay.
and it's got 3 of them, and the front one steers.
Ah.
Yeah, and it used to be a big sport here. They used to race twice a week when there was a lot of ice, but there's not many people that are doing it now. Yeah, so it was super interesting, and he's got some stories. Actually, this is not ice boat related, but did you know that people have died in this lake from an aeroplane crash in here?
No.
Did you know about the airplane? At night, there was an airplane, and he was evidently lost. I think he was going from Detroit or Chicago, or maybe vice versa. And he was circling at night. And the yacht club had a long, still does, long dock with lights on it. He went over the top of the yacht club so low that my friend Jim Walt says it literally knocked him out of bed. What was that? And he was going that way, and he hit the water over somewhere between here and the point and sunk and killed him. Maybe 2, I don't know. No one ever knew what they were doing. Why were they circling and why were they so low? And well, they brought the airplane up in pieces and got the bodies, and they assembled the airplane partially at the yacht club. We've got the motors here and this wing, and so that they knew they had most of the airplane out. So my friend Keith was going out fishing, and he asked one of the fishermen at the yacht club, he says, "Where should I go fishing?" And the fellow said, "Keith," he said, "you know where the airplane went down?" "Yeah, well, that's a good spot. That's a good spot. You can catch fish there." So Keith went out there, and he fished, and he dropped an anchor. And when he started to pull the anchor up, it was really heavy. He finally got the anchor up, and the anchor was hooked onto part of the airplane motor. And the manifold of the airplane motor. So Keith said, "I was fishing where the airplane went down."
Come down to Devil's Lake Bar and Grill, and Mitchell and Jessie will set you up.
That we will.
We'll see you next week.
All right.